It's not the right one. Make sure you drink the right one. About to drink the wrong coffee. And while I might use coffee cups day to day without washing them, I'm not trying to drink yesterday's coffee. I've done that too many times. It give you the bubble guts. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. How are y'all doing this morning? Fine. Religious Sunday morning. I would love to talk about con jobs. How do you spot a con? Who was it? Jeff Foxworthy, who had that little thing where you know it's a con if, although I think he used the word redneck. And we're suffering our inability to spot a con job. And it is a damn shame. I mean, Australia made it obvious. Did y'all see that state in Australia? They got caught taking $65 million to save grandma. Of course it's a con. Of course if they spent 65 million in Australia, what do you think they spent in America? What do you think they gave the Democrats and the Republicans? What do you think that they gave in Britain? Okay. If you can't spot a con job, good morning. Listen, y'all, dogma is not science. All right. Bribery is not science. That's called bribery. You don't need the truth, doesn't need your money, doesn't need your bribe, doesn't need your bullshizzle, doesn't need your dogma, doesn't need your commercials, doesn't need Hollywood, doesn't need politicians, does not need law. The truth is the truth. When they start putting money in there, you know it's a lie. Good morning, everybody. This is actually the perfect talk for a Sunday. Since they started Big Pharma started a global world religion in 2019. And you're not gonna like me for what I'm gonna say next, but unfortunately, I don't have a choice. Y'all killed 700,000 of my cousins, so I got to call a bastard a bastard. All right. If you are still supporting this, you're a bastard. Why are you a bastard? Because you're colluding with a murderous group of corporations that form an industry that don't want to tell people they're dying of cardiovascular disease. There's something wrong with you if you are cheering a murderous, dogmatic religion that is not based in science, but turning people's bodies into requiring consumerish consumers. And you're going to go to hell. I'm sorry, you are. You just don't. You're going all the way to hell if you are still supporting this murderous group of people that don't want to tell people they died of cardiovascular disease, but they want to call it something else because you're stupid. All right. People are dying and they're still dying. People die every day. If you're not dumb, you go back and you look at the death statistics for the last 5 years. Nothing significant happened. All right. Because they murdered a bunch of people with your ignorance, not telling people they need to stop with their addiction to sugar. They need to stop eating glyphosate. All right. You're in a religion. You are in a death cult. Leave it. Take the robe off. But, I understand. You can't understand what I'm saying. Words are difficult sometimes. But it starts with turning the TV off. That's what we've been saying for a while. You got to turn that damn TV off. Love you to death, but your brainwashed. Somebody washed your brain if you think it's still a good idea to let people die from what we can save their lives from. All right, what cardiologists have been telling you will save lives. All right, I don't want to be dark. It's just so hard when you talk about religions for it not to get dark. People have these blind faiths and blind feelings and dogma. But it was obvious. You know what? I think I still got the thing. I know I got a way to show y'all, but they got caught. You got to show people the evidence, otherwise they stay stupid. It's a button on here somewhere. Oh, right there, right up. Boom. Oh, is it that one? Where? Oh no, I don't see it. Oh, wait. Give me a minute. Oh, there you go. There goes. Is that it? Do people not realize what this implies? No, they don't. They don't, because they can't spot a con job. I don't know who posted it. This was spot on. Oh, and thank you everybody for helping me with TikTok. My kids were the number one ones, right? I told my son to say, I don't know if I want y'all on that damn TikTok. That's a pornographic website. And my damn sons, oh my God. It's just like they pop. They got jokes for everything. One was like, Dad, those are teenagers. I started feeling all bad. And the other one was like, yeah, Dad, they know your search patterns. That's why. And I'm like, shut up. And but they're right. No, kind of right, not completely right, but sort of right. So how do you use TikTok? You have to like things. I like TikTok. You know what? I'm gonna take that back before I show y'all this screen print. I love TikTok. You know what? I spent the last couple hours looking at world culture. I love it. I love it. If you use TikTok right and you like the right things, you will not see nasty little girls and camel toes and outlines of ball sacks and butt cheeks and stuff. You don't see that stuff if you got hit hard. Because the default, when you go on TikTok, they don't have your patterns and they're gonna show you all the little nasty stuff you don't want to see. We ain't got time for that. I'm not against that stuff. I'm a man. I love that, but we ain't got time for that. And damn sure not no damn teenagers. Barely want to see that in anybody in their 20s. You need to be not doing things that's gonna blow up in your face later and making videos of them. But yeah, so if you start liking things, oh, it gets beautiful. My TikTok is beautiful right now. I see I see every culture in my country. I see every culture. In between country music videos, there's rap and hip hop, and it's some dancing, and it's just beautiful stuff, funny babies and funny stuff in nature. If you start like really applying the things that you love and you start hitting the real button on the things you want to see, TikTok will turn into amazing cultural agnostic feed where you can just see all the different cultures and you realize we're all the same. The babies laugh at all the same things. We laugh at mostly all the same things. Slight difference in music. So I love TikTok right now. But I want to show you this real quick. You got to use it right because they already know you ahead of time. They know you want to see some nasty stuff and six packs and stuff. But we ain't got time for that right now. This is what we got going. Look at this. Do people not realize what this implies? One head of state in Australia has been forced to resign because her and her cronies took 65 million in bribes from Pfizer and AstraZeneca. So we're supposed to believe that this was an isolated incident, or all leaders were bribed and coerced? We know they are. An uplift to hear that the Australian NSW Premier Gladys Berkowitz, whatever her name is, has resigned under police investigation that she and others received 65 million in grants, bribery money from AstraZeneca and Pfizer to push mandatory machinations. You get this? Are you following this? Hoping that this is the start of a snowball storming all over the world's corrupt officials and more. It could be. It could be the start. But people got to be able to spot a con. And unfortunately, we got a lot of ignorant people that can't spot cons that are still in the religion. They're still running with the dogma. They're still okay with people being murdered by not being told by their cardiologist that you died of sugar addiction. All right. I hate to tell you this. I really hate to tell you this. But when you actually read enough about nutrition in the human body, you realize people don't die of the flu. They don't. The flu is a side effect of their ignorant diet. And until you tell them, they're going to keep dying. Right? So you want to save grandma? You need to stop lying to grandma. Tell her, grandma, put them cookies down, damn it. Waiting for no quick fix. Grandma, what's wrong with you? You said to eat my greens and you was right, but you were right about that. But you have these people in this death cult and they don't want to let it go. But really, in reality, they just don't want to admit that they're wrong. How sick is that? How sick do you have to be that I don't want to admit that I was fooled and I was conned, so I'm willing to let people keep dying? Look at the death statistics for the past 5 years. It looks like this. And it was ridiculous. Brother I went to school with posted because he lives in the Washington, D.C. area. Apparently, there's a memorial down there. 700,000 look like little pieces of toilet paper rolled up in a swirl or something. I don't know what the hell that is. But 700,000 people that died of a C word. Yes, cardiovascular disease. Right? And now the feather on top of it might have been some bacteria, flu, something, cleansing, whatever y'all want to call it, but lack of vitamin D season. I'm fine, whatever you want to call it. But what they died from was they don't know what human food is. And they've been eating that bullshizzle, and they need to know that so they can stop dying. But all the static of the bullshizzle that most people are putting out because Big Pharma bought the governments, bought the politicians, lying in the pocket, spending billions of dollars around the world because they're trying to create captive customers because They need consumerism to continue to exist. They need to turn your immune system into a consumer product where you have to keep buying their product, right? And it's not, it's not evil. Like I said, it's not evil. It's just money. It's economics, right? If they didn't, if this company didn't do it, the other one would. And if the other one would, the other one would, right? And so the problem is the system once again. You know, they're forcing ignorant people to outsource their immune systems on a lie that they can keep up with the mutations instead of giving up sugar and junk food and perhaps taxing and prosecuting these fast food companies and these sugar companies putting sugar in everything that people eat, giving them thyroid problems and cardiovascular disease and clotting in their heart and lungs that they end up dying from something else that puts a little bit of clotting in their heart and the lungs. And I'm sorry, I get a little serious. I try not to be serious. Y'all killing people is wrong. Whether it's by war or by lies on the television, it's wrong. Backing them, supporting, it's just wrong. Although I am reminded of something. I'm reminded when a dolphin damned me to hell. Did I tell you that story when a dolphin damned me to hell? I don't know. I'm trying not to be too serious, but a good sister reminded me this morning of the time that I went swimming in the ocean and the dolphin tried to hug and kiss me without my consent in murky water. And it's not even funny. It ain't funny. And I've not been to the beach in more than 2 feet of water. I have not been. 2.5 is my max. And that's only because one of them kids pulled me a little further out. Damn it, get off of me, bastard. You came out of my ball sack. I know. I ain't going out there. There's sharks and chupacabras and all kind of octopuses and things and that. The leviathans. No, I was out there swimming. It was murky water and the dolphin wanted to kiss me. The dolphin didn't seem to realize that I can't see underwater. I just see a big black shape and a gray fin. That thing went like this. I was done. That's it. I ain't doing the ocean again. Done. Oh, you need to burn the ocean, as my son says. Nope, got to burn the whole ocean there. Got to burn it up. You got to burn it up. The dolphin damned me. It damned me. I go to the beach and I don't go damn in the water but past 2.5 feet. I ain't going out there and those damn things in that water that I can't see. I know it's a dolphin. I love Flipper. Yes, I'd love to swim with dolphins one day in my next life. I'd love to. This life I ain't doing. I don't like things that kill people, y'all. I don't like things that kill people. Big farmers or big dolphins in dark water. I don't do those things. I gotta show you one more thing. All right. Like I said, I try to keep it light. It's hard though. It is hard because a lot of people don't get it. Y'all, we got to go back to laughing as family. We got to go back to laughing as family. All right. I ain't going to try to read a lot of comments today. I have one more other thing to show you. Hold on. And then I'm gonna greet the churches that come on in the morning. Come on in the church. It was something about colleges, and here you go. Got to me too. I don't like this either. I don't like when y'all hurting children. I don't like when kids just want to go to college so they can be good slaves and good slavery jobs. All right, they ain't going there to get an injection that's going to make them a required purchaser from Big Pharma for life because their immune system won't work right because now they got specific immunity as opposed to broad spectrum immunity. Hopefully you did your homework on that. Oh, I clicked it. It won't let me show it. Ah, damn it. All right, I'll read it to you, which is not great because my reading it sucks. Which is really bad. If y'all can't spot a con and I can barely read English words, we in trouble. Here you go. This was a Twitter. Oh, dang it. If I click that, I can't see it. There's a Twitter post from a college kid who basically was saying, what the fudge? What the flip? I take online classes. Who is this? Mr. Levin. Now the virus spreads via online classes because what university is in Toronto? Oh my goodness, my eyes can't read. This thing is little. Students at one Ontario university could be suspended from online classes if they don't go get a C-word 19 injection. Explain that to me, somebody. Why you stupid people explain this to me? Did y'all invite the stupid people? Did y'all tag? All right, hold on. There you go. Did y'all tag them? It's not stupid people. At a certain point, y'all, we're going to stop calling you stupid. We're going to start calling you psychopathic death cultists. I mean, and you're for our family and our friends and we love you, but you're sick. Something's wrong with you. Something is wrong. Hey, good day, Amy. Good day, Amy. Good day, Lori. How you doing, Lori? How you doing, Lori? Good morning, Christine. Hey, Sampton, how are you doing this morning? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, but it's a Sunday, so we need to talk about dogma. Dogma and science are not the same. I know they sound like though, don't they? We say same real quickly to get dogma, science, dogma, science. They got a lot of the same words. They rhyme. You can put them in a rap. And they do that on TikTok a lot too. They have a whole bunch of people rapping every skin color, shape, size, and even got the midgets. They got everybody on there rapping, dancing, and singing. But science and dogma, they sound like a lot. They got a lot of the same letters. I don't think there's any of the same letters. But I get where you can get science and dogma confused, right? If you don't know what facts are, if you don't know where to look for them, yeah, you can get a lot of people killed with your ignorance. And that's what's happening. Hey, Amy. Hey, Christine. Yes, it will all fall. And then the inflation will cause a big crash. It will. Oh, that reminds me, Christine, of Robert Kiorsky. I love the whole financial side. People talk about finance. He asked that question. I think I posted it. I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I did. He said, why would you save? So right. So the name of this video is Can You Spot a Con? Right. So what are your tactics for spotting con artists? Robert Kiorsky, who is a global financier, brother I used to follow a long time ago, asked a certain question. He said, why would you save money if they're printing money? Somebody explain that to me. It was a great question. Why would you save any damn money if they print the money? Now, me personally, my answer is because Kanye West, the prophet, didn't told you, the druggy prophet, but he told you because slavery's a choice. That's why. That's why people save money. Why do you earn money if they print the money? Why do you go to work for money if they print the money? Why do you buy things with money if they print the money? Because slavery is a choice, and the slave mind and it's the slave mind is the demic. We have a slave mind demic, right? Which is not unrelated to cardiovascular demic, letting people die because for politics, you decide that you're going to let your leaders and industries call those deaths something else, so people won't know what to do to not die. You're a bastard, right? You can't spot a con. You don't have to keep being a bastard, though. Don't get me wrong. Being a bastard is a choice. Being stupid is a choice. Being ignorant, you can fix that. You just change your behavior, right? But we are a planet full of slaves. And I'm fine with that, right? We consented to this. But do our children have to be? Do our grandkids have to be inflicted with what too many of us can't see as a con job? They print the money. They don't do any work. They're lazy. And they get one side, look at the other side and say, well, you're lazy because you don't want to go to work. But but you're stupid because you don't realize that's not work. Work is what you want to do. Work is what you need to do in your life. That's not what an industry needs you to do so they can make profit. That's real work, right? Slave work is you being born on a planet and them attaching a debt to you that you don't owe, that you never bought anything, and because they just want to keep you enslaved to their children in the same system, right? They make you literally pay a penalty for being born on Earth, and we're okay with this. These little babies, do y'all know that babies stop crying when you put cheese on their head? Oh God, I love TikTok. I didn't know this science, man. It's science, woman. They do. If you go to TikTok, and I don't know the name of, I guess, and I have not been in it, and I guess they've been doing these challenges and stuff. People like, yeah, well, you put a cucumber in front of a cat, it'll run. People like, that's not science. That's stupid. You can go see a million videos of people putting cucumbers in front of the cats. Like green dildos. Anything just jumping, flying, scratching people up and stuff. And then they got the baby cheese head ones, right? The baby. I'm gonna tell you what. I tell you what. If they leave me alone with my grandson, I love him to death, but he don't cry. He's just the calmest baby. He just sit there and just look like y'all stupid. Y'all need to listen to grandpa. He just looking around all big-eyed and stuff. But if he do get to cry, he cried once. I seen him cry once. And I'm gonna carry cheese in my pocket. I think it doesn't have to be a certain cheese. I think it's American cheese. and it has to be cold. But when the baby's crying, you're supposed to smack the cheese on their head, and they stop crying. And I seen the video, and it's hey, man, it works. That baby, and he get they like catch a case. Like, no, you supposed to be listening to me. Give me some bottle and some binkies and my neck and some toys. Damn it, why are you smacking me with a piece of carcinogenic cheese? That's cold. I think the baby's got to be bald though. I think it only works on bald babies, Christine. Anyway, yeah, if you can't spot a con, boy, we in trouble. We got too many adults with microphones that cannot spot a con. Most of the world is a con job. Amen, Lord. Yes, it is. Oh, welcome to the church, Sister Lori at the microphone, church. This is why people have trouble believing the truth. Yep, because they got good at the cons, Lord. Oh, they got good at the cons. And for the cons, you get a good life. You get a beautiful wife. You get a big car, a yard, things you can post on Instagram and pick the chat to make other people think that you're a good person because you think that making buying crap and making money that they print actually makes you a person that other people want to be like. Because you can buy stolen slave minerals and small electronics from all of it because you can thrive in the colonized world. They've made conning a lucrative thing. They've given people pride in having careers and jobs working for other people who don't want to do any work. That's crazy. That's just crazy to me. It's all a con job. Yeah, but your mind has to be open to see it. And my mind is only, I knew something was wrong with the world, Lori, but it's probably only in the last 15, maybe 20 years that I really started to realize that the steak in the matrix ain't actually steak. That's not steak. That's bullshit. That's bullshit that they may taste like steak, but it's not steak. That's not freedom. That's not liberty. The world is a con job. In every generation, they steal more liberty. They steal more freedom because the cons just keep increasing, right? The cronyism, big pharma, big chemical, big education, right? They're just slowly creating the perfect slave plantation. The whole world is a con. We can flip it or we can keep cheering for it. Yes, so sad that one of my best friends took the bab. Yeah. Well, I know some people did, but you know what, Christine? A good thing about that is I actually know more people who are questioning things now than who are going along with it. You know, I like to look for the rainbow in the darkness. And the rainbow mostly right now is you don't have more people believing in the con. You got less people every day, less people believing this bullshit. So less people are mature enough to look and say, well, wait a minute, you don't need to buy science, right? You don't need dogma for science. You don't need faith for science. You don't need advertising for science is science. All right. It doesn't need your help. It's the truth until it ain't, and the science is never settled. Right. It's like Ron Paul, right? They kicked him off of YouTube, his institute, right? His educational channel. They kicked that off, not the other one. They're going to get that one soon enough. But why? Somebody asked me why. I said, because, the man actually is speaking science. Science is questioning. Science wants to be questioned because it only evolves if it gets questioned. It doesn't need censoring, right? Con jobs need censoring. The minute you start censoring, it's because you're conning. There's something that you don't want people, because you're fighting science, right? So con artists who portray themselves as scientists have been driving this. Con artists who portray themselves as free banking institutions and bankers who believe in fair play and equality, central banking, have been playing this and playing us from the very beginning. But I still, Christine, hold that faith that I honestly think that your body will undo. I don't think man is smart enough to make anything that can destroy the intent of DNA. And this is why I tell you why. And this gets back to, can a perfect God, whatever God is, creator, Planck energy, universe, big fat man, white on the cloud, whatever, Allah, whoever you want him to be, woman, everybody projects their thing to babies. God is probably a baby, which is fine. Perfect beings don't create imperfect systems. And if our DNA was created, evolved, modified, whatever, we would put in a self-correction. We'd make it a self-correcting system, right? this is like not to put too much geek on the conversation, but as a young programmer, this is the first thing that you learn, right? You want to make a robust system that is infallible as best as possible. You create a flow chart so you don't create any infinite loops and abilities for that system to fail. See, I believe the human DNA in whatever programmed it or created it or altered it. I don't think those beings were dumb or being, whatever it is. The thing that we talk about called epigenetics. I believe that there is self-correcting programming in there that will undo this bullshizzle that the Phisonarians and the Modernians are trying to make people consumers by breaking their natural broad spectrum immunity. I think your body undo it. But like we talked about the other day, people got to believe it. And right now, Christine, is kind of the opposite. They believe that they have to have synthetic, specific immunity, or they'll die. And the only thing that can help them is to turn off the brainwashing. I mean, this is why they beat it in their heads all day, Christine. I don't know what it's like in Belgium. I know here all day long. Save grandma, save grandma, save grandma. You're gonna get this. Sam Demick of the Unpackinated. A Sam Demick of the Unpackinated. They just keep putting it, a Sam Demick of the Unpackinated. And I got people, I mean, it's so bad and their brains are so washed. I got friends on my thing like, oh, Gerard, man, you're not going to make it, man. Oh, my God, you're going to die. I'm like, what? You talking about me? Like, no, I don't abuse sugar. I'm good. No, I read. I read. No, I don't abuse sugar. I look at global death statistics and I realize that 700,000 pieces of toilet tissue in front of the Washington Monument, they're not for people that died of a short C word, but a very long C word called cardiovascular disease. Something else came on top of it and was the feather that broke the feather's back. But I don't have those issues. I'm not at risk at all. It's a pain. No, see, the thing is, if Jive and Bowden told you the truth, there would be no Demick. If he told people the honest truth, in which he won't because he's just doing what he's told to do, that you need to stop eating sugar. This is a pandemic of the cardiovascular disease that was caused by government subsidies because they won't tell people to stop eating sugar. So anyway, I leave it at that. That's why it's just darkness. It's dark, but people have to educate themselves. They got to turn off the brainwashing. If you just keep the brainwashing going, you're never going to do. You know what y'all going to have to do at a certain point in time? If you want to your parents to get out of this nonsense, you don't want your kids to believe this nonsense, your uncles, y'all got to start doing what my father did, Mr. Hay. He believed in cutting the cord. He cut the cord. Listen, if that television says something that abused the culture that he needed me to be in, he cut the cord. My house, the house I grew up in, it was full of television sets with no damn cards. It was just cards everywhere. I should have went into business of figuring out how to take cords, just the socket that you plug them into the wall, and just figure out how if I could make coffee cups with them, if I can make backpacks or key holders or something, cell phone cases with plugs that go on the electric socket, I'd make a lot of money. That man just walked through the house, and you knew, shoot, we were masters of the volume button. Boy, you hear Tom coming, oh, oh, damn it, what you talking about? They cussing, screaming, any naked people on TV? And he didn't have to be naked. If they were just in pantyhose or something, he cut that cord. If he felt in any way that they're brainwashing his boys, he'd cut the cord. If he felt in any way that they was brainwashing his little girl, he'd just kill him. All right, anyway, I won't go through that. But that's what you got to do. You got to cut the brainwashing source. And right now they're washing brains. And people actually believe that there's a quick fix for people who've been abusing sugar for the last 20, 30 years of their life. There's no quick fix for that. You need to go to your cardiologist and say, look, don't let me die. I understand that this is endemic of cardiovascular disease. Please don't let me die. And you might actually have to get on a statin drug. You might. I'm not against big pharma. I'm not against technology, right? I'm against ignorance. And there are some people who are so far gone that they do need a synthetic drug or they will die tomorrow, if not today, right? But you need to let your doctor know your intent. I do not want to be addicted to statin drugs. I do not want to have to take these the rest of my life. If I need to take these for a week, a month, 2 months, whatever, so that I don't die as I convert over to gooseberries, because they got that compound in them that works actually 100 times faster than statin drugs, you give me something to say I don't die today, but I'm moving towards herbalism. I need natural medicine that does not have the side effects that y'all call them, but they're actually just poison results. I don't want that in my life, right? I know I got to give up the bread. I got to give up the bagels. I got to give up the Fruity Pebbles. I know, damn it. I'm 60 years old. I should not be eating Fruity Pebbles in the morning. But the commercials were just brainwashing. I remember growing up watching that. It's just a damn shame. Anybody in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s is still eating that crap. I still see these people in the grocery store with 2 liters of Coca-Cola. Why in the hell on this planet do adults drink Coca-Cola? And that's what my smart 8 friend said, because Gerard, same reason do you eat Twinkies? I ate 2 Krispy Kreme donuts the other day. But I drink my smoothies. I eat my deep leafy green vegetables, and I don't have any side effects called colds, flus, viruses, mucuses, or anything that tells me my body's having trouble with anything in the environment. That's why it's weird that anybody's out there scared for me. You ain't scared for me. The guy told me, oh, it's a pandemic of the unvaccinated. That's it. Are you stupid? Like, you know, so here's the crazy thing. Real talk. 5 years ago, we all agreed. The vast majority of people agreed that Big Pharma is a big lying, fraud, phony, funky, film, foreign filth, shenanigans industry. And we were all screaming it. Even in Big Pharma, when I worked there, we just shenanigans, y'all. That's shenanigans. We need Cartman. Shenanigans. You know, 80% of their drugs are shenanigans, right? But then you get enough fear and you brainwash people, and they start actually believing that, you know, that this is actually real, that they are here to help you. They're here to save you and your grandmama and cure you with a quick fix. There are no quick fixes for ignorance. You must educate yourself and change your behavior. All right, I'm going to try to do my best to read every damn comment, then I'm going to get out of here. We make our heaven or hell on earth. We do, Lori. And unfortunately, we let the TV define that for us, too. Through that programming, through the subconscious, infecting our conscious mind and our choices, and giving us dogma and talking points that make us real stupid and help other people get killed instead of other people get healed. Governments do not exist to care for us. No, they don't. They exist to consolidate power. And corporations, now they got power over governments. They buy the governments to help them consolidate power. And the corporations get captive customers for it by taking our freedom, our rights, and our human rights. We need to rely on our intuitions for the coming town. We do. You know, and people need to start making small towns. It's time to go back to being small people, small towns, small community groups, small families that are strong and sustainable from within. That's how you defy the people who want to control everything, is you take their ability to control things. If you don't need them, they can't control you. If you need them, then they can control you. If you need to go to a grocery store, they can control you. But if you're working with the small farmer, you're working for within a small town, you're working with some guy who can fix your computer, then you don't need these big, massive, unsustainable, planned obsolescence, burning the earth corporations. Because at the end of the day, that's what they're doing, right? The economies we have, people are like, oh, the problem is capitalism. And oh, the problem is communism. Oh, the problem is socialism. No, the problem is you. Because all these systems are given to you by the same corporations and people and families that are burning the earth. All those 3 systems require the burning of this planet, destroying of ecosystems to keep them going. Because the people with the most jewels, the people with the most capital designed all the isms to keep them on top, right? So the 2 things in my country, you got 2 sides, right? So you got one side is like, we got to save the planet. And the other side is, we got to keep my freedoms. But the same system destroys the planet by taking your freedom. And they can't see it. Why can't people spot a con anymore? You're on 2 sides of the same ridiculous retarded coin. All right. But I agree, Christine, we got to go back to being strong people. And you don't get strong people that TV doesn't make you strong. TV makes you stupid. TV makes you a consumer. That's the whole purpose of TV, to lie to you, to make you a consumer. Hey, good morning, Kai. Always. Cal STRS retirement is heavily invested in those companies, hence mandates and Cal schools. Yeah, anybody that mandates every child do anything is an enemy of the human race. These people are morons. These people are crazy. Anyone that requires your entire military all take one thing, they're up to something, right? The art of war says, you need to be diversified, right? You don't want to put your army in one place. You need to be all over the place because otherwise the enemy can get you, right? And if the enemy is nature, if the enemy is a virus or whatever it is, you don't want everybody on specific immunity fighting one or two things or, four or five things after you have 8 boosters or whatever. You need diversification. Right? We know this, right? Isolating populations. We know what happens to a pack of wolves that all get infected with the same thing and all got the same genetics. They all die. They go extinct. And another pack of wolves come over and take their territory that are more diverse, whose bodies can fight it off. Mutts are the healthiest creatures on earth. Why in the world would you want to take away the mutt power that we all have and create a master race of one sort of genetics, one DNA that actually fights only 5 viruses on a planet where you get billions of viruses in your body on a daily basis? It's insanity. So Danny, it's crazy, but that's a war on children. They're literally waging a war on children in those schools, and it goes beyond just abusing them by making them put Pampers on their face, giving them psychological issues for life. But now they want to make them consumers for life of an industry whose ethics and morals were questionable 5 years ago, going back since Rockefeller Medicine, right? And that's a good one. I mention it all the time. If y'all have not read Rockefeller's Medicine Men, you need to read it. You need to shut the hell up and read it first, because it's all about cronyism. It's control. So what happened in Australia is the same thing in that book, right? If you invest in the government, you own the government. Eventually, they're not going to do anything to defend you. If you invest in all the media outlets, eventually they're all going to do what does not offend your product because you're buying advertisement from it. Right? If you invest in the Australian government, see, they didn't actually have to go around lining all the politicians with checks, lobby them, right? They already own the government. They've been investing in them since Rockefeller Medicine, right? Back in when they started doing that in the 50s, 40s, I forgot. When you line your people on the boards, you line your people in the government, you give them your dogma, your religion, your philosophy that synthetic is the only way, that all medicine is oil-based and synthetic that we make in labs, those people are going to do what they're paid to do. They're already indoctrinated into that doctrine. They're already cultists, right? They're already doing the rituals, taking the money every single election. And when time comes, they're going to bow to their God. And that's what they did. And they got a whole bunch of other people to put on robes and bow to. But we knew 5 years ago that this was all cronyism. Them people aren't here for us. They've never been here for us. To quote Farrakhan, and I quote everybody, so you can catch a case if you want to. I quote white supremacists. I quote civil rights leaders, and I quote Nazis too. If it's truth, it's truth. Everybody's got something true to say, whether you like them or not. The questions, are you smart enough to take in that truth and make your life better, make your world better, modify things with that truth and take away your ignorance that you have for them because of their identity or yours? You got to look past your birth bigotry. But yeah, Danny, so it's been cronyism a long time. And so the school, and the same thing with the schools, the universities. They don't have to go around and start sending checks to those universities. Those universities already survived by Big Pharma. They already survived by grant money. They already know what's going to happen if Big Pharma didn't make that money. If they don't forcibly create captive customers for life of all of those children who just want to get an education. They already know that they're not going to get those grants next year. So that's why the universities are requiring all the children become captive customers of Big Pharma, because they make profit from it. And it doesn't sound good, but it's true. It's just money, not conspiracy. It's just economics. They want their university to exist. They want Big Pharma to keep sending the money. And so you need Big Pharma to continue to profit, even if it means people die. They look past the die part. Like I do convince myself that most people mean well. Maybe they think they're accepting a little bit of harm for a greater good. They're educating the minds of the future. But they're ignorant enough to not realize the things that scientists like Geert are talking about, but you're flirting with the extinction of the human race. It's only my belief that epigenetics will undo this nonsense. I might be completely wrong. This might be the end of it. Anyway, your third eye is open. Good to hear that, Lord. People do need to open their third eye. A sense, right? That is a way to sense a con. You get that feeling in the back of the hairs stand up on the back of your neck. Like, I don't feel right. Yeah, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be around this people. You get that feeling about people. That's another way to spot a con. When it doesn't feel right, doesn't taste right, smell like it's fish, raw fish in the soup, then yeah, it's probably raw fish in the soup. If it looks like a horse, smells like a horse, if it looks like bull shizzle, smell like bull shizzle, and it grows great tomatoes, then obviously it's horse manure. Because horse manure is actually better at that. Anyway, half my family didn't listen, but it's my nieces and nephews that upset me the most. You know what, Tracia, I agree with you. I really don't care about the decisions adults make in adults' life. If they want to be consumers of laboratories and big pharma and outsource their immune system, then hey, go do that. Go do that. You're over 26. You got a fully formed frontal lobe. You go make your decision for yourself. But the fact that adults that have over the age of 26 got a fully formed frontal lobe, they can think for themselves and they know the world is full of lies, they convince their children to hand their life over at the altar of Jesus, big pharma, is insanity. Tracia, I don't tell my kids any damn thing. I give them information and say, yeah, you need to decide for yourself. But what am I gonna do? I'm gonna stick with nature. They're with dogma called science. I am with nature. Nature's been working for billions of years. I think she knows what she's doing. I think her resume is off the hook. I'm going with her. Let them go with that. And I let them make their own decisions. But the worst parenting strategy is it's like the worst teaching strategy, telling your children what to think, not how to think. It's how you make powerful children that are godlike. You teach them how to think. You don't tell them what to think. And they become great decision makers their entire life. They got to make decisions their entire life. Why would you make decisions for your child? Don't you want your child to be able to do that and start making those decisions while they're in their house? So while you can correct them, they become great critical thinkers and decision makers. At young ages, don't you want them to develop the neuron pathways and dendrite connections that make a brain that's designed for critical thought? Not an obedient brain designed for slavery. Because that's what happens. And that's most parenting styles. Do what I say because I said do it, instead of giving them the thought process and allowing them to think through it. Happy slaves create more slaves. Some people pay for that TikTok, fans only bullshit. I've not paid for it. I ain't gonna pay for it, Lord. It's just fun to me. It's interesting. I can see the cultures of my cousins all over the planet, and I love it. I love it, and it's beautiful. Watching the kids coming up and TikTok might save the planet, y'all. It might. It just might. The idea that you have a means for everyone to empathize with other cultures and stop being ignorant about their birth bigotries, all the races, all the religions, all the skin colors, all the music lover genres, all the dance techniques, get them all together, even all the porn girls. Like, oh, that's her style. Oh, I ain't got that style. Oh, I ain't never done that. Have them all work together. Like, yeah, you know what? You realize how much we're all alike. And that's what TikTok is doing for me. Is I mean, I already know that we're all alike, but it's helping me to see other people I don't see that frequently. I tend to live in certain places that are diversified, but to have a tool that will show you even more diversification, it's hard. Go back to the whole laughing point comedy, right? And the whole, Dave Chappelle, alphabet people thing, LGBTQS, whatever, all the alphabet people, including the S's. Number one, you're not alphabet people. That's just categorizing, because the human brain is simple and we like simple answers to very difficult problems. There's a spectrum. There's 7 billion different type of people on this planet. But back to that, right? It's hard to drop bombs on people you laugh with. And that, I think, is a hard thing for the new generations to see, because they're not laughing together. We're helping big corporations and government and systems divide them up and hate each other, giving them pride in their identity as opposed to pride in the only race that's on this planet, the human race. You can't bomb people you laugh with, right? You can't bomb people who are in your family, right? Comedians, they used to go on stage and talk about everybody, and made sure that they talk about the identities that they identified with. You can bomb people that you don't laugh with, you know. So anyway, all right, let me try to get through all these. That's why I love TikTok. I think TikTok exposes ignorant people. TikTok, to me, used right, is an anti-ignorant tool. Well, I mean, so is Facebook. So are all these other social medias. If you use them right, it evolves you. If you use them wrong, it just reconfirms your birth bigotry bias and makes you more of a bastard. All right. I quit TV in 2006. That's good to hear, Amy. That means good things are happening in your brain. Society has told young women the value of their bodies, right? And there's no such thing as a valuable woman's body. A woman's body doesn't have value. It's priceless. Hello. Your work doesn't have value. It's priceless. You can't put a dollar figure on a body or your labor. They're not prostitutes and you're not a slave. Someone can tell you how much you are worth per hour or per year, you are a slave on a plantation. That's not anything to be proud of. That's something to just be mortified about. All right. I mean, real talk. Men, we start wars over women's bodies. Ain't no value on that. Shoot, the man. Listen, this is the ignorance of our species. We're giving these things the genetic, when you into that person, and that's just in your head to think that, I burn the whole world for that woman. Yep. I start a war. I put a bunch of Trojans in a horse and we'll burn the entire known world down. Yes, that's exactly what we'll do. We will start wars and drop nukes because it's priceless. It's not always priceless. I mean, a couple of years, it's like, okay, I'm getting used to this. We're gonna do some tricks here, honey. So anyway, I like to make jokes with it, but if someone can put a value on anything about you, then that person must think that you're a slave. Question is, do you think you are? What's the difference between a prostitution and a career person? What's the difference? Somebody tell me. What's the difference between a prostitution and somebody who marries a man or a woman because they got money? What's the difference? I'll wait. Somebody tell you, there ain't no difference. Not philosophically. One just values himself maybe a little more. I don't know. But they both are slaves. They both are prostitutes. Don't prostitute yourself out for nothing. You're not a prostitute. You're a god. I gotta lower my voice. There's people around me, and the people is always doing peoply stuff, and being newsy is one of them. They like to news in and listen to things. Great day ahead. Good to see you, Dre. It's a great day ahead, Aaron. It's always a great day. Every day is a great day. Modesty is love. It is, and so is humility. Love is always the answer. The question doesn't matter. Love is always the answer. And once people realize that, then they can't do things like align with authoritarians, align with industries, dictate to other people what medicine has to be because Rockefeller told you what it had to be. It had to have his oil product in it, and it had to be synthetic, and it had to be profitable and expensive, or it's not actually medicine. And that's how a lot of this got started. Only make me go back to the fever tree in Africa that man tried to tell y'all about, but y'all are too ignorant to process it. And it ended up in the death of 700,000 people who died of cardiovascular disease, who all could have been saved if we actually did science and we questioned the science, which is what science requires of you. Someone has to be real special to me for me to show them my naked body. You better be. Well, I don't know, Lord. I disagree. Nah, I take that back. I disagree, Lord. I think everybody's naked body should be out in the sun all the time. You got vitamin D3 that your immune system needs really, really bad, and it only comes through your skin. Now, yeah, you can do it in ways where people ain't got to see it. I get that. I just, Lori, it's a long discussion. I really probably don't want to go down that avenue, but, I've said it before, original sin wasn't woman, but we don't really understand the whole Adam and Eve story. It's been changed, modified, deleted. Aaron and Moses, they translated the geoglyphs wrong, and we know that now. But I think there's something to it. whatever God is, God got upset, said, y'all need to get out my garden and you're naked. That's all God did. God could have spanked us. God could have given us testicles on our foreheads. God could have done a whole bunch of things. God didn't do none of that. God could have put cheese on our forehead like babies. That's science. That is so science on TikTok. I've seen it. But the God didn't. All God said is you're naked and you can't eat in my garden anymore. And your days on this life, your days on this earth will be short. And you'll have to work. You'll have to labor. He didn't say for the Rockefellers and Rothschilds, but that's what he meant. There's something about the food that was in that Garden of Eden, that original, and you don't have to call it that, Garden Eden. It's got a couple of different names depending on the culture that you're from, which is fine, wherever it was. But there's something to that story. Because it makes no sense. Punishment back then was having your hand chopped off, having your head chopped off, be beaten or whatever. But instead, no, you just can't eat my food and you're naked. There's something to that vitamin D3 and other things that we probably don't understand yet going through your skin. Everybody needs to be out there and get your solar panels in that sun on a daily basis, just even a little bit. And if you live in an apartment, you can't get out there without somebody seeing something. Shave your head. Look, boom, do the Sinead O'Connor. At least you got solar panels up here that are feeding through you. But every single day you need to get in that sun. Don't get a citation though, Lori. I understand what you're saying. Lori, I would just put it a different way, right? Because I know what you're trying to say, right? She's trying to say that you got to be a special person in order for me to trade energy with you. And she's right, because we are spiritual creatures and everybody you lay with is a spiritual creature. Everybody you lay with is leaving something in you. And I don't mean the stuff that look like the stuff on the Krispy Kreme donuts. That is, yes, there's droplets too, but that's not significant. Your body breaks that down, eats that up, and turns it into, I don't know, peptides or something. I don't know what it turns it into. I'm making all that up, which is a little disgusting if you think about it, but not if you love the person. It's just amazing. Like, oh, you gave me energy. Oh, all right. No, right. Everybody you lay with, you will be connected with for life. And that's what she's saying. She knows that she's there. This woman knows she's a god. And what gods infect themselves for life with demons? Just think about it. Just think about it. Everybody's got their lifestyle. Everyone's got the needs. I know this, that, and the other. But if I try to say things, Laura, as you know, I try to say things and not be judgmental, right? And not sound judgmental. I'm telling people what to do. But if you have a lifestyle, this is the level that I'm at. If you have a lifestyle that, because other people are beyond on high levels, right? They're eunuchs. They ain't cut that stuff. I'm never gonna make your level. It's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Parts of me make me too happy, so it's just that's never. But the level I'm at, if you just go to a bar and you gotta get drunk, and that makes you want to lay down and share energy with somebody, I love you, but there's something wrong with you. There's something missing, and this is what Lori's talking about. There's something missing in your life. If you are willing to be connected spiritually, energetically, vibrationally with somebody else that you wouldn't give the time of day to unless you were intoxicated, there's a lot of darkness and pain inside of you that you need to address. Lori won't do that because Lori is wise. Lori has gotten to that point in her life where she's like, no, I understand now. I'm already attached to a few demons, maybe because early in life I didn't get it. And I know what she's talking about. Because you will be, to a degree, on the frequency of that person your entire life. When they go through ups and downs, you're going to feel it. Right? When they're having those dark thoughts, you're going to feel it. You just, but that's my level, right? That's my level. I'm not going to meet somebody and just, oh, yes, let's be connected for life. And I don't know what kind of demons and bones you got in your class. Hell no. Hell no. I love myself too much for that. Do you love yourself too much for that? That's what she's talking about. But the be naked thing, I disagree, Lord. You're supposed to be naked all the time. But qualify who's around. All right, anyway. That stays. Body beauty declines. I don't know, Christine. I don't know if I'm gonna go on that one either. I don't know if I'm gonna get on that train. I don't know. I don't know. Because when you love somebody, really love somebody, can their beauty decline? Can it? Because I don't know. I don't know. I know some freaks in these nursing homes. I know some freaks in these nursing homes. All right, and these people 90 some years old, 102, and they still getting down like they ain't never gonna be through. So I don't know. I think the older you get, the more you see into a person's soul. You see real beauty, not the bullshit, not all of this stuff that television tells us. Because we've had this conversation 1,000 times. I don't think TV knows what beauty is. I don't think commercials know what beauty is. I don't think beauty companies, makeup companies, and Vogue and all of these. I don't think they actually know what beauty is. I think they tell you what is profitable to make you think that that's beauty. I don't think beauty exists. I think we talked about this before. I feel like I'm saying the same thing again, but I don't think it exists. I think a child is born, it has no idea what ugly is. I know that for a fact, because some of some ugly babies on TikTok now. And they think they're cute as hell. No, baby, you ugly. That's not cute. You're scaring me. Okay? You're scaring me. All right, I know that's wrong. That's hey, I'm indoctrinated. So yeah, I did it. Ugly baby to me is a baby. Forehead, not, All right, let me stop. Um, no, baby don't know what ugly is till we tell them. And we don't tell them. We let the television tell, right? We let the ignorant friends tell. Baby kids don't know what beauty and ugly is till we tell them. They don't even know, would those words even exist? Oh, this is what, yeah, we did talk about this, didn't we? It was a question. Nobody answered that question. Please answer the question, please. I come here to learn, y'all. You're supposed to answer the question when I ask you a question. If the words in the English language, if that's our language, Spanish, if the words in your language for beauty and ugly did not exist, would beauty and ugly exist? If we didn't create that neuron that dendrite connection and a neuron mesh of a network that identifies that is pretty, that is ugly, that is beauty, that is attractive, if we don't actually create that, does it exist as a concept? And I don't see how it can. If you don't create that early on, if you don't tell them early on, and this can get into a much deeper conversation that I know very little about, but in terms of a baby and how they recognize a threat, I don't have a life, y'all know that. I watch way too many lectures, which makes me have way too many questions, which is why I don't think none of us actually know any damn thing. And it's certainly not enough to control each other. But a baby looks at his mom and dad's face, right? And his brothers and sisters, because it doesn't know what to be scared of. It doesn't know what is a threat and a problem and what's funny and what's not. And they just study your face. And they look at what's going on. They see the dog barking and they see the worry in your face. And so they're worried because the dog is barking, right? They see you eat a donut for breakfast. Hello. And they see you smile and you're putting off all of these energies, right? The stuff that they study with the MRI devices, and the baby sees, oh, this is good, right? It's good to eat donuts for breakfast. And in the morning, donuts make you smile. And this is one of the lady was talking about in this one particular lecture, that there are no real genetic diseases to a degree. The vast majority we hand to our children because of our ignorant lifestyles. We give them our diseases because we give them our ignorant, unfood diets. But the baby is picking up. And when to cry? Well, because, I don't know, dad is yelling and cussing, and now mom is crying. And so the baby gets scared, and the baby starts crying, the baby gets, and so they pick all that up from us. So I don't know, Christine. I mean, that's a longer conversation. It's just a question. I don't have the answer for it. But I think we hand children our ignorance about what beauty and ugly is. I am more beautiful than I ever was at 61. And you should get more beautiful every day, Lori. If you don't see yourself as more beautiful every day, something is wrong. Get a pain stick and just start smacking the back of your head. Every day as you become more wise, you see another beautiful sunrise, you should become more and more beautiful every single day to yourself. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, every single day. We are made self-healing, but that's when we're a fine oiled machine that's been properly taken care of. I think so, Aaron. And okay, so see, right, because that gets back to what I was thinking before, is that if DNA is actually a working system and it's not made by something as ignorant as the human, it has self-correction. And there's not much we can do to it, assuming we don't go too far, that it'll heal itself. I don't think anybody at Pfizer is that smart. I don't think anybody at Moderna is that smart that they would make something that our bodies can't undo. But also it's about programming your subconscious. So you got to turn that television off telling you that you got to have this thing or you'll die. You know, that you have to engage in synthetic things that don't actually exist on this planet to be healthy. You're healthy when you're born, most of us. And if you eat healthy things, your body will recover from any dis-ease of a condition. It's always about follow the money, but too many don't realize it, unfortunately. Marilyn, I agree with you. Follow the money. That's all you got to do. That's a great way to spot a con. Because who is that, Marilyn? Is that insurance? The insurance agency would always say that. Follow the money. That's it. You know, the insurance investigator, they just follow the money. And you know who the criminal is when you follow the money. Who's making the money? Then you're going to find who the con men are. You're going to find those that are lying, right? You made money on this insurance policy, so obviously you killed your husband. There was too much glass and rat poison in his porridge, and you made all the money from it. Odds are you're the candidate. You are the one with the vested interest, right? So when you look around the world and it's cardiovascular epidemic, you can probably spot who the con man is if you know the industries that are making the money from people living with disease. Now, they don't want to kill you, but they're okay with you dying. Follow the money. Amen. And more fit at 29. I am going to have to skip a couple comments. I'm sorry. It is a problem with talking to these people. These people are intelligent. I don't talk to stupid people. Stupid people, I get bored. My mind can't do it. But I can sit here with y'all all day because y'all got amazing points and you got amazing questions, you know. And like I said, you know, you can use social media to make yourself to embrace your ignorance or to break you out of your ignorance. And somehow I ended up with a social media with a lot of intelligent people. We do it one step at a time and grow stranger and healthier, no matter when we start to try. I'm constantly trying and telling myself I'm better, stronger, faster. Ooh, keep looking up. Your environment will follow. Amen, Aaron. And see what's funny, y'all, is Aaron posted this comment probably about 30 minutes ago when I started this. That's where I'm in the comment section. And we come to the same understanding. When you come to the same understanding as people on the other side of the planet, in other states and other cultures and other bodies and other genders and other alphabet, whatever, and you can come to the same understandings, you're getting close to where the truth is, right? We manifest our health or we manifest our illnesses, right? The word hypochondriac is not fake news. That's real news. Mirror neurons are not fake. You know, the placebo and nocebo effect are very real things. Swimming between dolphins is amazing. It is, Christine, when you know they're coming. If you don't know they're coming, it's a nightmare. They damn them dolphins. That one dolphin damn me to 3 foot depth of water. I do not go to the beach in any more than 3 feet of water. Not gonna happen. But it wasn't just that dolphin who wanted to kiss me in the dark. It also was the helicopter footage, right? When you see the helicopters over the beach and you see the sharks are always out there. We're part of an ecosystem, y'all. Sharks are always there. We're just not their food. You know, until you get that one retarded shark. That one shark, oh, maybe Big Farmer wants to save grandma. And he'll come in close. Oh, maybe humans are food. Maybe that's not a boot. Maybe that bathing suit won't choke me to death this time, you know. And they come in and start chewing on humans, but we're not their food, but they damn me too. Y'all show that the truth will change your behavior. And when you see the truth that the sharks are always there, that most shark attacks happen in less than 3 feet of water, you're going to stay at 2.5. 2.5. Oh, you know, listen, I let y'all swim out first. No, swim out. Y'all have fun. There's some tubes and inner tubes and stuff. Yeah, go have fun. Somebody got to call the police. Somebody got to call. It's not Ted Danson. Who's the lifeguard people? What's that called? It wasn't called beach guard, beach something. The guy in the red shorts. It was a TV show. They were saving people on the beach because the only reason that they come running with them little plastic things and dive in the water with a 6-pack and come save y'all is because somebody like me will save your life. But that dolphin damn me to the shallows, and I'm okay with that. Your sons have a big job watching out for dad. They ain't gonna never watch out for me. That's impossible. My sons think I'm crazy. They can't handle me. They smarter than me, but they can't handle me. There's a difference. There's a difference. Their dad out in the desert by himself. But they understand that, like, nah, okay, we realize this man's a little stronger than we thought. Okay. Yeah, he gets a little gassy at nights, but this man, he's out. He actually kind of knows what he's doing, and I think my family knows that too. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm a wild creature, y'all. I won't go through the details with it now, but I've actually realized that I'm not a Rockefeller. I'm not. I hate your world. Your world breaks me out in hives. Your world makes me depressed. And real talk, honestly, there's something about your world. Now, I have not put my finger on it yet, but I do know that I am a wild child. The brief times I got to come out here outside of the wild, I don't like it. There was a book when I was a kid. It was called My Side of the Mountain. I don't remember many books as a child. I remember 1984. I remember My Side of the Mountain. I remember My Robot and a couple other good books. Choose Your Own Adventure. I love those books. I don't like being a slave. I'm not a slave. I won't be enslaved by the author or by the billionaire or by the Democrats nor Republicans or by Big Pharma. But it was a book called My Side of the Mountain. Kid, 13, 14 years old, ran away from home. I could not do that when I was 13. I tried, but it was winter and it was cold. I told that story. My father had a lot of fun with that one. No, I came running home. But at my age now, 29, I'm good. I'm good. I love it. I can't explain it to you. There's something about fresh air. There's something maybe about not being around EMF. There's something about not being around other stressful humans. Because real talk, and I'm sorry, I am going to have to push this down and we're going to end it a little faster. I wanted to read as many comments as I could. I'll read every comment from somebody who I've not read a comment from, and then I'm going to go after I say this point. I don't know. And I forgot what I was about to say. But you'll know when you're on the right path in life. Right? You'll know. It'll feel right. Most people won't understand it, but it'll feel right. When you are on that right path in life, when you're doing the things you're supposed to, you'll know it. Don't worry about, what are you supposed to do in life? Just do a lot of things. Do everything you can in love, with love. And when you get on that right path, it'll just feel right. And everything else will feel wrong. No, I'm not in the desert at the moment. Not at home. But some of y'all figured that out. Yeah, because y'all are nosy as hell. I love y'all to death, though, because I know you're being nosy is just because you love me. And I appreciate that. I love you, too. I'm a little quiet about what I do. I don't always post it. You don't always have to know what's right. You just got to know what's wrong. And my body tells me in every way that most people in the Rockefellerian world are wrong. Not because they're wrong, but because they're indoctrinated to wrongness. They're giving off vibrationals, frequencies, things that I can't explain. And I'm just now experiencing this. I don't feel good around these people. I don't know what it is. Maybe it gets back to what Lori was saying earlier, Christine. Lori, the naked one. No, Lori. It was one of them. When you trade, I was Lori, right? Yeah. When you trade energy with people, you become attached to them and part of them. You feel their pain. You're a empath to a degree. And I think we're all empaths to a degree. The people you spend most time around, you start to look like, right? Like real people look like their dogs. That's on TikTok too. And that's science. Husband and wives together 60, 70 years, they start to look alike. Their DNA starts syncing up. Taking women and putting them together in a house, they live together, their periods sync up, right? So yeah, we sync up with the energy of the people around the most. And I've realized that there's something wrong with the energy in this world, people. There's something wrong with the Rockefellerian energy. And the only way you'll know is if you get away from them. and come back. Not all of them, and I don't think it's a thing where well, maybe you can determine who's giving off negative energy or not. You just don't feel right around certain people. You get that, thing stands up on the back of your neck. It's like chocolate. I barely eat any chocolate. Since I started eating healthy, mostly raw, vegetarian, try to grow most of my own food, all of that great stuff. My body no longer has the tolerance for chocolate. I get it every now and then, but there's just too much sugar. Like if it's real chocolate and doesn't have a bunch of sugar in it, it already has some natural sweetness to it, and it's delicious. And maybe that's called dark chocolate. I don't know. But the fake chocolate, Hershey's and M&Ms and all that stuff, my body can't tolerate that stuff. Milk, my body can't. Cow milk, my body can't tolerate it. And to me, I think that relates to this. Pigs don't know pigs stink. Why did I love Rockefeller World? Because I didn't know I stank. I had to get out and stink more and build a community in the desert to know how badly I actually stunk in Rockefeller World. There's something sick about this world. There's something sick about just being here. I know y'all jump on the 5G and maybe that's it. I don't know. I just think it's frequency. I think that we pick up frequencies from everybody around us and they pick up on ours. And there's something about this indoctrination here that puts people on a low vibe. And we got to do what Bob Marley says, you guys. We got to raise the vibe. Dementia sucks. It does suck. The medical condition, Amy, and the dementia people have from a industrial Rockefellerian big pharma is never here to save you and cure you. We all knew that 5 years ago, and people act like the dementia patients now, and they forgot that. Good morning, Deanna Lou. Put all your eggs in one basket. Chicken talk. Yep, exactly. Don't ever put all your go on with it, girl. Go on with it, Deanna. Don't ever put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put your entire army as dependents on big pharma. Don't put all your children as defendants and consumers of big pharma. That's insanity. There ain't no education on the planet that's worth that. There ain't no life. That's the dumbest thing you could ever do. Because if that basket falls, that's called human extinction, right? Somebody has to be around as a control group while the ignorant people engage in syncing up and cloning. Everybody can't take Tylenol. Everyone can't take Bayer aspirin. Everyone can't take the cough syrup. Everyone can't take the juice that Jim Jones poured. Because if you do, everybody dies. Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Great saying. Thank you. Absolutely. Also, you have millions of cancer cells in your body. And Hollins, and our body makes cancer all day long. Just in this conversation alone, our bodies have made thousands of cancerous cells, right? It's part of how our body works, which is why we have an immune system to make sure it takes out the cells that became cancerous. Our bodies are evolving and learning. Cancer is not a bad thing. It's a shift, right? But most of those shifts are bad. And so your body destroys them. But if you're not eating healthy and living healthy, your body doesn't destroy them. And then it becomes a disease. Like I said, flus aren't bad. I love viruses. Viruses are needed. We'd be dead if it weren't for viruses. So I'm not in a war on virus. You know what I mean, Hollins? I'm not in a war on my own ecosystem and my own nature. I'm in a war against my own ignorance. How do I get myself back to a condition of health to where a virus can't kill me? Well, the beginnings of that is listening to the cardiologist. You cannot have cardiovascular disease. You cannot have hypertension. You cannot have diabetes. Because now that is being down selected to not live on this planet. Do you know Russell Brand? Yes, I like Russell Brand. Every now and then I listen to Russell, Carol. I think I'm subscribed to Russell. He always has some deep stuff. Good morning, John. Scott Adams said TikTok is used by China to train people like dogs. What do you think? I think so, John. I know that's true. I know that to be true. Just like Facebook, just like government, just like all tools. Everything is for control, right? Like they're always trying to control us, and they use every tool in the environment. But TikTok, if used right, like all social media, can be utilized to expand your mind. So to me, yes, definitely use that way, John. But I think if you use it right, it'll actually expand your mind. And I think it was banned originally because of the power of it. The algorithm actually works really good. And this is what I was talking about earlier, John, which is when I first started watching it, it figured I was just the ignorant guy Maybe because the age grouping and the country I'm from and all that, where it's just showing me all of these I don't call them pedophile videos. That's too far, but just videos I didn't want to see. At my age, I'm 29. I don't want to see somebody 19 dancing around, with and things you could see that I should not be seeing. You know, see, it's sick. But then after I started liking the right things, John, I started seeing everything from all my cousins, from all the different cultures. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a powerful tool. And I think that's why they banned it, because the algorithm actually isn't being controlled right now. It's showing you things you want to see. I love nature. I love beauty. I love fun things. I love babies making me laugh and stuff like that. I don't like seeing children thinking that their value is a camel toe. Ella, because that's why children do that. What children do, which parents don't like to hear, but it's true, is they show you yourself. They show you the values you gave them. And if your child is on TikTok showing the booty and wearing all this makeup and all of this stuff, they got from you that their value is that. Or they didn't get your values because you were busy at work. I don't know, maybe busy at slavery, and you didn't have time to teach them what true values. So they think their value is to go out there and make videos and show things that, my God, no man should see, certainly not at the age of 19. And that's not, and before you start to feel bad as a parent, no, put the phone down. Somebody ran to, I just saw a vision. Somebody just ran to the child's room to go break the TikTok phone. You can't have TikTok. No, slow down, slow your roll. You can learn from it. You can learn from the things that your child didn't get from you. How's it any different though that you didn't teach them that their value isn't their butt, their genitals, their looks? How different are you though from somebody like me, who somehow their children think their value is the job that they get? I wish I were clean, John, but I ain't clean, brother. I wish I were. I wish I knew the things now that I knew when they were growing up, but I don't. I still fear that my kids think that some of their value is attached to the job that they have, and it's not. None of it is. That some of their values attached to how much money they got in the bank account. I think some of them, I don't know how they got that, John, because I really ain't never had that much money in my bank account. But I think that I gave them some of that because I wasn't the best parent that I could be. I did work in these big industries. Um, None of us are perfect, and we all got learned to do, and we all got grown to do. But I think it starts with just being honest. So yeah, no, I don't think TikTok is bad. I don't think GMO is bad. I don't think vaccines are bad. I don't think any of these things are bad. I don't think cars are bad or houses are bad. I think we allow those with the most jewels to utilize tools to control people who should be critically thinking enough that can figure out how to take tools and use them for the benefit of the human race, or for themselves or for their lives, as opposed to being told what to believe and being controlled. Sports and entertainment is bread and circus. That makes happy slaves continue to be the slaves of the empire. And that's true, Mike. That's true. That's real talk. I don't like team sports because I don't like the idea of teaching children. I have to think about it for a minute because I used to think about this a while. I don't like team sports because we don't actually have to teach children to compete against each other. They live in a world where they need to be working together, stewarding and building each other up, challenging each other, right? You got to have the challenges, but those challenges don't have to be, if you lose, you live a life of poverty or you die, or you have to go into a life of crime to feed your family, right? Like, I think losing, you got to have winners and losers. I'm not in that camp where you don't know, you don't have winners. We're all winners. No, I don't believe that either. I think we all win, but I think there usually is someone who is best at something, someone who's best at running, best at football, best at this, best at that. And that's okay. We're not equal. We never should be. But I think there's something wrong with re-embracing competition a little too much. We go too far with competition, like we are in competition with each other, because all of that, starting at kindergarten to where we are now, it leads us to thinking war on our cousins is okay, right? Competition in economics, competition, globally for minerals and resources and food and water, energy, and things that people die if they don't have. These people are our cousins. They're our family. So Mike, yeah, there's definitely something there. But we in general, we take things too far. Hey, Werner, hot air balloons fiesta happening in Albuquerque, FYI. All right, well, hopefully nobody's out there abusing their faces and they're breathing oxygen. Some men are prostitutes, just as women. Get married for security. Oh, no, ain't no some, Buddha. It's a whole bunch. And every day they're more. Why? Because women are making more money every day. They haven't caught up to men, especially now when everyone's losing these jobs. Oh, y'all listen, you need to qualify the people that come around, start bringing you roses and stuff because people are trying to latch on. There's no question about that. And there's no difference. It's prostitution. If you're marrying somebody because they got a good job, because they're not a scrub, remember that song? I scrub is a man that can't get no love from me. Right. It's teaching you to be a prostitute. I think there's something dangerous about repetitive sound bites. Like this is a pandemic of the who? A pandemic of the healthy. This is a pandemic of the people who are so healthy, they don't need big pharma's help. Does that sound right to anybody? It doesn't. If you're not brainwashed. If they've been washing your brain, then it sounds about right because you hear it 80 times a day because you won't turn off the television. All right. You can learn to love. Yes, Hollins, I think you can. Everybody can. The core of the human being is love. People get mad that cashiers are replaced with automation. I tell them, get over the need to be served. Other humans are not your slaves. Oh, Nikki King, go on and tell the truth. Tell the truth, shame the devil on a Sunday. Yeah, Nikki, but people don't understand that. It's not the technology that's the problem. It's the application, right? We let big corporations apply that technology to get rid of staff, which is a good thing in a world where we care for each other and we use robots and automation to make sure when you get rid of staff, they just go live their life as opposed to losing their house, their car, and their ability to send their children on field trips, right? Or have their children in a private school that does not require wearing face diapers on their face. Because y'all know that's happening right now, right? That the schools with the money, they took the face diapers off. It's only the poor kids that wear face diapers. And you still think this is about health. No, this is about control. And it's about who's valued and who isn't. But no, I love automated checkout, Nikki King. I love automated checkout. The problem isn't the tool. The problem is the society, the economics. That's the problem. The problem is we don't own the land, right? And this is because capitalists, they get upset when I say stuff like that. But no, the problem is we don't own the land. The land is ours. We're not in terms of ownership, but stewardship. Corporations shouldn't own no damn land. Corporations aren't human. Countries shouldn't own any damn land. Corporations aren't human. They're not biological. Caterpillars, they own a little piece of land. The land is standing on. Humans, they own the land that they're standing on. They steward everything around them. Every species on this planet does cultivating and stewardship to a certain degree, but us. And when people aren't forced to be slaves, then we're not worried about automation. Automation ain't the problem. Automation is actually the solution. We've got to figure out how to educate ignorant people that the automation needs to be working for the people. Robots love slavery. I've been making robots my entire life. They love to do the heavy lifting and the heavy labor. And we should get them to do that and free the human beings, give them their liberty back, give them their freedom back. Go on and go make music. Go, do some tractor pulls. Go drink some beer. Go be a great cowboy. Go do this. Go do that. Go enjoy your life. Because happy people do happy things. Slaves, they stay in conflict with each other. They hate China. They hate, immigrants. They don't like white people. That's why they abuse people and make them so depressed. Because it turns them against each other. Happy people, how hard it is to turn a happy person against somebody else? It's almost impossible. I'm a happy person. I'm happy in life. Doesn't mean I got no problems. Hell yeah, I got problems. I just don't really share my problems on the internet. But you're not ever going to turn me against anybody. Oh, well, he's KKK. Yeah, y'all remember the KKK friend? He's not, I don't think he's around anymore, but he used to send me music. Okay. So what do you want me? He's KKK, and that's, well, you shouldn't like him because he's in that group. Oh, yeah, well, I'm an American. Who's killed more, Americans or KKK? Through voting. Think about it. Who's enslaved more? United States Incorporated, the Democrats and Republicans, or the KKK. Who? Right? So I shouldn't like a guy because he's affiliated with a group and I'm affiliated with a more dangerous, bloody cartel that's enslaved the entire world, that works for bankers, that doesn't even have a government, and the corporation is pretending to be a government called the federal government. I got no issue with that. Hey, listen, I mean, now, yeah, if he's out there with effigies, burning people and crosses and stuff, okay, well, let's have a conversation. But that's a conversation. It's not me going out there and knocking down statues and being mad at the guy. This guy used to send me blues. Um, he would send me music and private messages. Like, oh, brother, thank you. That's good. That's nice. That, made my day. Thank you for that. People are just people. He became who he is because of where he was born. Sure, I can judge him for that. I can hate him for it. I can cause more problems. But why would I do that? We all got racist people in our family. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. And to a degree, we are all racist. Although I don't like that word. It's perceptionist, right? Because that's how our bodies evolve. You look at things and things that you don't understand, you put in the threat category, right? And what don't you understand? Things that you don't see that often. You don't spend a lot of time around white folks. Yeah, they're going to make you nervous. You don't spend a lot of time around black folk. Yeah, they're going to make you a little nervous. You don't spend your time around Hispanic folk. Yeah, they might make you a little nervous because they look different. You don't spend time around people who, wear the ninja suits in that religion. They're going to make you a little nervous because you don't understand it. That's just how your body works. You can call it racism, be upset with it, and be stupid, or you can, talk to the person. That's all I can do. Which I hope that conversation is over from an intellectual perspective. Daryl Davis or Daryl Dixon. I always mix them up. One of them kills zombies, the other of them kills racism. I keep making. Oh damn! I need to watch The Walking Dead, but that requires money subscription. I'm not paying for what's the name right now. I don't have cable TV. I don't want cable TV. Daryl Davis is the only man I know in this country that's fighting racism. Him and me. And I'm losing that conflict. I'm losing. But he's winning. He goes to KKK rally. He's brown as I am. He goes and plays music for him, takes his guitar. He's fighting racism. In racism, he got it on the ropes. He got people just handing in Klan uniforms left and right, hundreds of them. Why? Because that man is making decisions on love, not ignorance. That man ain't scared. That man is not a coward. That man doesn't write books about racism. That man doesn't stand on stage yelling and screaming white supremacy, this, that, and the other. That man goes and loves people. People can't hate you that like you. People can't hate you that laugh with you. And that's the power of Dave Chappelle's, which I always go back to. How we were raised. When you laugh with people, you love people. You can't hate people that are dancing on TikTok to your music that you grew up with, but they look different from a different culture. Got sagging pants and gold chains and big boots, but they're dancing to Garth Brooks and having fun, and it's interesting, and you're sharing it with your friends. You want to fight racism, you got to go love people. You want to increase racism, and you got to make some signs of hate and go out there and march in the street and yell and scream with the rest of these ignorant people. There are people fighting racism, and none of them are popular. Ain't none of them president. Ain't none of them in Congress. Ain't none of them in the Black Caucus. Ain't none of them in the White. Is there a White Caucus? That's racism. I know. I know. They say, yeah, but they don't need one because they're everywhere. Where's no them? Again, stop judging people for the identity that you want to put them in. I ain't black. Black is a crayon. Hell, I ain't no black. I'm a god. I don't affiliate with an identity, and I respect people who don't want to either. If they don't affiliate with an identity, why am I going to put them in a box? They don't want to be in a box. My friends, they want to be white. They can be white. That's up to them. They want to be black. They can be black. You can be yellow. You can be a mermaid. I'm fine with them. You can be flat earthers too. It's all dogma, but that's okay. It's all religion. That's your choice. But I'm not going to convict somebody by an identity given by billionaires, railroad tycoons, slave owners, and landowners, and deal with them a certain way because of a category I want to put them in, an identity that I want to give them. But if you decide that that's who you want to be, then that's who you want to be. My life is a little greater than that. I'm sorry. I used to be black, but my life is so much greater than I used to be an American too. My life is so much more greater. But anyway, all right, this has been a long one. I got to get going. But yeah, the ability to spot a con job. Race is a con job. That's always been a con job. They gave race because they wanted the land. Talked about that in America anyway, and in Africa and other places. The only reason they create race and give out race cards is because they want the land, the billionaires. So they get different categories of people and they put this tribe above that tribe, get them to fight each other. They, make this group bigger than that group, and the people at the top own everything. They print the money. They own the land. They own the resources, the real wealth. They give you a chance to be rich, but they stay wealthy, which is, once again, the art of war. If you know who your true enemy is and you want to fight a true fight, you want to be in a true struggle, not a fake struggle, a fuggle, which is what a fake struggle is, then you fight the root power. Fight the real power, not the powerful, not the ones that you perceive are powerful. You fight the power. And you realize that all they want is the land, then you know what you need to do. You need to buy the land back. And you need to share that land with people who hate you. Think about it. Just think about it. Put all that together, it makes some sense. Anyway, hey, Tara, I shaved my head last year. All right. Like Sinead O'Connor. It's great. It made me feel great. Yeah, what makes you happy? People don't know that, Tara. You let that sun come on in and make you happy. Like that happy dog song. Y'all, I love TikTok. The happy, because I'm happy. And they got all these dogs there. Anyway. It's hard to tell people something and you see it in your head and they can't see it. But anyway. Speaking of connections, where did Jonathan go? Jonathan is still here. I talk to Jonathan all the time, Sandy. He's still here. He's taking a sabbatical. I don't get in anybody's business, but everybody's got things that they got to do. And we talk about how we need to get away from these platforms at this point in time. Jonathan's actually living his life. He's loving it, but he needed to take a little breather and he's taking a breather, and we all need to do that. Again, vibrational, right? If you're in a place and you're not picking up the good vibrations, you're not picking up things that are making you feel at home, then you need to move to places that make you feel like home and, just come back here and there. And our dear brother wasn't getting great vibrations here, unfortunately. And some of y'all know what was going on and some of y'all don't, but I don't get into people's business and I don't like to tell people's business. I get involved in things, but I try to stay out of their business. And I was actually asked to get involved in it. I don't know why y'all think I'm Gandhi, but it's because y'all don't actually know me. But anyway, no, I'm trying to figure out how to say something and not say something. It's really hard to do that. How to say something meaningful without putting anybody's business anywhere. So the best way I can say what I learned from the scenario of why our brother's taking a little bit of a sabbatical. First of all, stay out of everybody's business because it ain't your business. 1, 2, always err on the side of righteousness. And that's never picking a side. That's always deciding, I'm looking at something and I realize that whatever this thing is, this shouldn't be happening. I don't know what happened before this. I don't know what's going to happen after this. But this thing right here, this behavior that's occurring, this shouldn't be happening. And I love all the people who are involved in this. And I kind of think that they're all good people. But some things have transpired. Some things are happening now that are just bringing down the vibration of my page and bringing down the vibration of my live streams. And none of this should be happening. And because I was asked, not my business, but I was asked to get involved. I got involved and I just said, this is over, you guys. A lot of people, there are a couple people, I think they probably hate me for it or they, got snot bubbles or something, which I don't care. You're an adult, get over it. I just said, and some of y'all remember the live stream. I just said, listen, y'all, that's drama. That's not allowed here. If you do it again, I'm going to block you. I love you to death. But the only reason I blocked you, you can disagree with me till you're blue in it. I just got yelling and screaming about back in the machinations. Brother Hank, I have no reason to block him. Why would I block him? He's giving information. We don't agree on that, but we agree on other things. But if you stop the conversation, if infecting the education that I'm getting from my friends here and what I think my friends are getting, maybe from something I say or somebody else says in these comments, you're gonna have to disappear. And it doesn't mean I'm mad at you. I don't hate you. I don't nothing like that. You're just, and it doesn't even mean that you're a bad person. It just means you're vibrating in a way that's chasing away people who we need to feel at home here, if you understand what I'm saying. So hopefully I said that in a way that actually was meaningful without putting anybody's personal business out there. You don't have to take sides in anything. Just be a person of love and enlightenment. And when you see dark things, then turn the light on. So no, this can't happen. I see people I love and on all sides that are getting hurt. Let me turn the light on. I'm not gonna let darkness in my page, and in my life, in my family, in my relationship, in my kids' lives. That's darkness that can't live here. And turn the light on. That's all. Hopefully that was meaningful. And I didn't and I didn't tell nobody's business. All right. He'll be back. Shallow Hal wants a gal. Yes, Shallow Hal always wants a gal. Ron. Hey, Ron is in the house. Man, I ain't seen you over here in a minute. Look at that. Look at that. It all stems from choice. Some see beautiful on the outside, some see beautiful on the inside. Which are you? Yeah, well, I think the greatest beauty is on the inside, Ron. Outside is a thing. I'm not saying it's not a thing. It's a thing. Oh, it's still a thing. I'm sorry. I wish I were that enlightened, Ron. I'm not. I try to be. I'm not. We're all still indoctrinated, and I think there's a preference thing. Like, see, I think, Ron, if we didn't tell children what beauty is, no, I say it right. If our mistake is telling children what ugly is. There you go. That's our mistake. Other than behavior, maybe ugly behavior. Never allow ugly behavior. Our mistake is, see, children can form their own beauty, right? What is beauty? What do I like? Do I like the color blue? Do I like green? Do I like yellow? Do I like rainbows? Do I like, the reflection in the ponds? And they'll already have things that they like. My problem is we've spent too long telling them what to like. You hear what I'm saying? And I don't know if that even makes sense, but we shouldn't tell people, we shouldn't create ugly if ugly doesn't actually exist. And ugly doesn't exist. Does that make sense? If ugly doesn't exist, if everything in creation is beautiful, then we shouldn't tell people that ugly exists if it doesn't exist. And I'm gonna have to leave that where that is. Stick a pin in that one, Ron. I'm not even sure I agree with me on that one, but I have to process it. All right. Prefer the streams and rivers. Yeah, I do too. Sharing is caring. Sharing. Thank you, Ron, for sharing. For some reason, they stopped deleting my videos. Oh, yes, Baywatch. It was Baywatch. And right. And this is a good example, Ron. Why did I watch Baywatch? It wasn't because of Michael Hasselhoff. Michael Hasselhoff doesn't have anything that I want to see. But I was raised a child. Y'all remember Aaron Gray? It's because the women in the red things running around on the beach, saving, and that's every man's dream, that the woman comes save him. And she's got on a red bathing suit and looked like Aaron Gray. So, I watch Baywatch. I got some good things from it. But like I said, I'm a man. The only thing I can tell you is that I just hope the world that's coming doesn't indoctrinate children the way I was indoctrinated. All right, there you go. And I'm getting better. Yeah, thank you, Aaron. David Household. That's him. Thank you. All right. Did I get something from everybody? I think I got a comment from everybody. I'm getting down, and then I'm gonna disappear. I got to go to the hardware store that was closed yesterday that I missed yesterday because of all of that hospital nonsense in New York. All right. When your business becomes everybody else's business, you have no business. Exactly. Sandra, like, people invite you in sometimes because they think that you might be able to help with what's going on, but even tread lightly because it's still not my business. And I told those people when they invited me that, hey, well, we can't seem to figure out how to end this nonsense. Can you help? And I was scared to death, Sandra, because I don't think I can end nothing. But, I tread lightly. And I was just like, all right, well, y'all know that this is not my business. And anytime you need me to butt out, just say butt out. But I see this behavior and this probably shouldn't be happening. I'm not sure if the details behind any of this stuff is true, but what I know is what's happening here is bad. And it's going to require people take a break from our group. And it pisses me off because I learn from these people, and the less intelligent people are around, the less I learn. That's beautiful. What's beautiful, Carol? Carol Harrison. Good morning. Okay, thank you. Just got a little worried, and okay, and do miss him. Thanks again for explaining. Yeah, you're welcome, Sandy. You gotta tell you a little secret. I'll tell you a secret. I'm a whisper it, so just so nobody hears it. Sandra, he's still here. He didn't go anywhere. He just doesn't want to interact with people that just being negative right now. All right. Most people don't go there. They don't leave Facebook. They lie like crazy. Like, no, they don't leave. That's the they don't want to interact, and so they people. All right, I'm saying people's business. I'm getting in trouble on that one. So you saying that you miss people and you love people is always good, because I suspect that those people can see that you miss them and you love them, and it makes them feel good too. It makes them feel loved. And that's what we are. We are family. We got altercations, right? That stuff occurs, and it's supposed to occur. When people love each other and they actually care, they interact, and it gets negative, it gets dark. Things happen, but it usually goes too far. It's only a problem when people don't want to interact with you. When they don't want to interact with you, the only thing left is fighting. Right? When people still interacting, to me, in my opinion, it's because they care. Right? There might be some other crazy stuff going on, but to a degree they care. All right, I have no idea what you're talking about. I figure I avoided some drama, trauma, BS. I do too, Deborah. I did great avoiding it. Then I got pulled into it. So, but I think it's over with. I hope it's over with. It's over with on my page. I can tell you that. I don't know if it's over with completely, but it's over with on my page. I don't do drama. That's for your mom. Reclaim the scapegoat and remain lost and fake is real. And love is not pretending. Nope. See, the love is not pretending. Olivia, I think you got the last comment because I got to go. Beauty on the outside does not exclude its inside. That's way too popular a notion. Beauty on the outside does not exclude its inside. Yes, I agree, Olivia. And unfortunately, we prioritize beauty on the outside, and most people gravitate to focusing on that. Because if beauty on the outside is what gets clicks, likes, and subscriptions, and dates, and loves, and all of that stuff, then most children will try to be that. They won't focus on the beauty on the inside. They'll think the only thing that really matters is the beauty on the outside. And that's where we fail the next generation. Hopefully the next generation doesn't fail the next generation. Beauty is 100% on the inside. And this is just in my experience, Olivia. When you find significant beauty on the inside, nobody of any depth cares about your outside. Just think about that for a minute, because that's been my experience. When I find somebody so beautiful on the inside, the outside doesn't exist. I just see an angel. Right? And I'm not talking, this is not like love and all of that stuff. This is just, I like being around beautiful people. Beautiful people make me feel good. Beautiful people make my vibrational energy feel right. Surface level people, I don't know, something negative, but it's just not negative. It's just something dark about surface level people. So surface is the thing. It's just not the important thing. All right. So there you go. Listen, happy Sunday. Learn how to spot a con job, people. Yeah. And when, what's that woman's name? Sound like she's been smoking too many cigarettes. When corporations show you who they are, believe them. Right? When they show you that they're con artists, that they're buying politicians, and they're lobbying epidemic, believe them. Otherwise, you're engaging in things that's getting people killed. Y'all have a great day, Gerard.